What I want to do today is do a quick demonstration on the antique Panasonic T1450 dual cassette answering machine. Now these are pretty identical. This is the 50 and this white one is the 51. So you can see there. And that's really the only thing that's different is the color. Otherwise they operate completely the same. These unique units have the ability to allow you to leave a memo message for anyone retrieving messages. You could call in remotely and not only listen to your messages but monitor room sound via the microphone, and you could actually re-record your outgoing message if you desired to. A lot of neat features for its time. Now this unit does not work very well anymore. The belt is old and stretched and the motor is weak. So I'm going to use this one to demonstrate the mechanics. We'll open it up in just a moment. First I will show you how the system operates here. You can power it on. It takes about 7 seconds and then you will hear the audible tone. So what we'll do is just record a really quick outgoing message. So what you'll do is press and hold your OGM record button. Hello, I am making a test outgoing message. I will return your call later. Bye. As you can see, this still operates very well. The ICM part of it is starting to fail a little bit. Now, with this unit, it has failed pretty much completely. And what I've experienced over the years, because I've had several of these units, is that when the motor and belt start to go, the first thing that you'll notice is the fast forward will fail on the ICM, especially if there is a lot of tape already on the spool, so if you're towards the end of it. Likewise, the rewind will start to go next. So in this situation, there's a lot of tape on the spool here, so it just doesn't have the strength anymore to fully engage with that additional weight. However, the outgoing message cassette seems to work perfectly fine, so that seems to take less energy to operate. So we'll play our message back here real quick. Hello, I am making a test outgoing message. I will return your call later. Bye. What I'll do is demonstrate. I can actually demonstrate by removing the cassette here. Seems to work better. So we can hit the play button. So that's what it does when it senses that something is not working right. Obviously there's no tape, but the rewind, fast forward, it all seems to work perfectly when there's no cassette in there. So that is the basics of the unit. Now what I'll do is set this one aside and we will start taking apart this other unit here. Now I have already taken the 4 screws out that are here. I've also taken out these internal 4 screws. This circuit board clips down here, kind of like an outlet plug. So you can see this section, and this section. Those are what hold it in place. So you just have to put a little bit of pressure and then it should snap out. So those things there. And you've got your microphone and speaker cables, so you just kind of have to be careful with it, set it to the side. Alright, so here is the heart of the unit. So you can see we have the motor here, and we have the belt that goes around. These would be the two capstans, and then you can see there are other gears embedded underneath as well. Now when the motor just spins, nothing really is happening other than these capstans turning. It's basically in a neutral mode. What this unit here does is electronically pulls this lever, which activates this gear when the motor is turning, which engages each operation. The unit is designed so that it has to fully disengage each operation before it can start another one. So when it's playing, if it wants to rewind, it has to completely disengage, then engage the rewind, completely disengage, engage the play. Not only does this engage the operations, but it also determines whether the incoming message cassette or the outgoing message cassette is used. So if this pulls briefly, like this, and releases right away, as we push this around, now it has engaged the incoming message cassette. We release it, just like that. Now if I were to pull the lever in and hold it a little bit longer until that click, then you're going to see it engages the upper deck. And I'll show you from the other side what that looks like. And then again, it releases. So this gear makes a complete rotation for each operation. Now these two green electromagnets here control these arms. That determines what direction the tapes go. So this one here is responsible for the incoming message cassette, and it determines whether it's going to go into fast forward, rewind, or the play record speed. The outgoing message only has two positions: play, record, and then rewind. So it doesn't need to fast forward, so that just has two, and this has three. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how this goes. So first what I'm going to do is press this lever in briefly, just that far. We'll flip this over so you can see the cassette deck there. I'm going to continue engaging it. Now it's in the fast forward mode. And our tape is at the end. Then of course what we have to do is click here to release. Just like that. So this time what I'm going to do is press it again briefly, and when this lever comes all the way up, I'm going to hold it and then continue rotating it. When I do that, now it's in the rewind mode. Now it took me a little bit to figure out, but to do the play record mode, this has to be almost all the way with just a slight gap. So what I'll do is it'll go all the way, but then it'll start to come back a little bit. I'm going to hold it right about here. Okay, so now you can see there is a bit of a gap right there. Now you can see it's the play record speed. And that's how that works. So what I have to do, and what I'm going to do, is zoom in just a little bit. You can kind of see what is happening with this gear. So what I need to do is press this in and actually hold it. Which will force that to go in a slightly different direction. As you can see, this is out. So now when I rotate this, you can see it's slipping a little bit, but it's supposed to rewind. What I can do is grab the belt from a slightly different angle. And that's how it would reset the OGM tape. Now what I'll do is I'll engage this one last time, so I'll hold it in until I hear that click. Then what I'm going to do is hold this so it can't go out. Okay, now that that's engaged, now it's in the play record mode. And that is how they accomplish dual cassette and all the different speeds with one motor and one belt. The motor spins at the exact same speed in all operations. It relies on the different gearing to accomplish the different speeds. And that's pretty much it.